You're listening to the Wheeler's Dog Podcast. This is episode 22. Hey folks, it's Eugene B. Sims, and I do appreciate you tuning in, checking out the Wheeler's Dog Podcast. Keep it rolling here for 22 episodes. I'm actually kind of shocked how people like this thing. And right around mid-May is when I'm going to start up the Patreon-only episodes once again. So keep that in mind. Patreon.com/WheelersDog. $4 a month that you donate unlocks all the audio, so keep that in mind. And one of the things I got to say up front is the mill. I talk about my mother-in-law quite a bit. You know, she moved in with us after her husband passed away. Her second husband passed away from cancer back in 2016. We moved here in 2016, so Chiggs and I didn't get a whole lot of alone time, you know, without a mother-in-law to be around. And, you know, the kids growing up, you know, kids are gone all the time. You know, once they get mobile, they start going around. So we didn't really get that luxury of kind of, you know, being a couple alone from time to time. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's something that, hey, you just got to deal with. So she's not able to live on her own. She's got some things going on, you know, in her brain, and I don't want to get into that, but you know, she's got some things going on, and she's 73 years old, so her health is on the decline. You know what I mean? So we'd rather have her stay here, and to be honest with you, she's wonderful. I know that I talk some crap about her, and that's just me venting with my frustration, because I have problems understanding illogical things, you know, actions, thoughts. I got to get to the bottom of it. I got to know why. Why? So that's the part that really drives me crazy. She does a lot around here. Laundry is like practically next day service. You put in a dirty t-shirt, the next day it's going to be in your bedroom clean. So she does a lot of that. I keep telling her there's no reason to bring the laundry up. When we get laundry, we can just, you know, go downstairs, pick it up. Whenever we're downstairs, just pick it up and bring your own laundry. Just put it in piles. But no, she insists on bedroom delivery. So there's that. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think. Now, keep in mind, the Roomba she does use. Rarely do I see her sweeping. It might be happening outside. I don't know, but she keeps that Roomba going every day. It's got to cover the one part of the house, you know, let's say level 1, and then it's got to get to level 2. And it's funny, today I saw her micromanaging the thing. Right there next to me, there's like this little chest kind of thing that you pop open and you can put like toys in, kind of like a toy chest. Let's put it that way. And it sits like under the bench up against the wall. And you know, we've got 2 dogs. Hair tends to get under there. Dust tends to get under there. As people walk through, air movement pushes things under there. So occasionally we'll pull it out, and the Roomba can get in there and kind of sweep up. Well, for some reason it didn't do it to her liking today. So instead of taking what I think would be 10 seconds to grab grab a broom and a dustpan to sweep that up. No, it took roughly about 2 minutes for her to micromanage the Roomba, to stand in front of it, block its path to get it to change directions, to sweep that up. So, yeah, that's the part I don't understand. You know, you've wasted 2 to 3 minutes doing that when you could have just used 10 seconds, maybe a few more seconds, to grab a broom and a dustpan just to get it out. But hey, you know, whatever. And last night she was in a bit of a mood. She started already. Chig said something to her that kind of set her off, and she does that. And it's not anything that she did on purpose. She just mentioned something, and without even thinking about it, and of course it sets her off. And it's something that she has no control over. It does not matter to her. It shouldn't matter to her. It shouldn't matter to just about anyone. But for some reason, because it involved the ex-husband, which lives right down the road from us, oh God, it sets her off. So, that, she started in that mood, every time you'd see her sitting there in a corner, she'd have one finger up on the cheek and her middle finger just kind of going up and down, like, just under her nose, and then that little indentation on your upper lip. So she's got that finger just going up and down, and the other finger's up on, that's when you know she's in the mood. So, either steer clear or push some buttons and watch the fireworks. But keep in mind you're going to be involved in them. And, the whole thing is illogical. We don't understand it, but it just puts her in a foul mood. And then last night, I didn't even know she was in a foul mood. I got the information late. We had a steak and black-eyed peas and Brussels sprouts for dinner last night. Good steaks. Yeah. And I love black-eyed peas. Those things are practically cooked down to mush, which means they're awesome. So, we eat dinner. And, you got steak. So you're cutting up the steak with your fork and everything. So instead of using a paper plate, like we usually do for just about everything, and I'm not even sure why we do that. But anyway, we use paper plates, except for steaks. Because you can't cut up steaks on a paper plate. No, you'll be cutting up the paper plate, eating part of the paper plate in your steak. I just can't have that. So anyway, I'm walking into the kitchen, and there's the mill, doing her thing, cleaning up after someone else has cooked. And that's another thing she does. She will clean up before you even get a chance to sit down and eat your meal hot. She's already in there cleaning up. And she really jumps in on that. So we'd probably turn into a hoarder house or something. A pigsty, as my mother would say growing up, if it weren't for her. So she's over there rinsing the dishes and taking care of everything. Well, she just started full-blown washing the plates. So I'm like, okay, all right. Why are you hand-washing the plates? You could have just put them in the dishwasher. There's like specially made slots for them down at the bottom. You know this, right? Well, her reasoning, she said, it just takes up too much room. So I'm starting to think, okay, so are we only allowed to run the dishwasher twice a week? I'm starting to think, okay, maybe there's some logic to this. But anyway, she finally said that it takes a lot of water to wash the dishes. Well, if we were in King, where we used to live, water's expensive up there. Water and sewer is just crazy. Because they can charge an extra rate because they get it from somewhere else. And get this, when no one was living in the house and there was no water coming or going, water, sewer, they were still charging us the exorbitant rate because state law allowed them to. So I can understand this, if the water is expensive. But here, Davidson County water, jeez, it's cheap. It's nothing. It costs about as much as water. And I don't understand that. And I said, well, you got this big thing, the crock pot that the peas were cooked in. How much water did you pour in there? We could have, if you're soaking it, I'm going to clean it by hand. How much water did run down the sink while you're cleaning the plate? You rinse the plates all the time. How much water is that? I don't think you're saving a whole lot of water. The point of having this type of appliance is the fact that it's a time saver. It's a elbow grease saver. That's the whole point of a dishwasher. So, Jamie's over there kind of giving me that look like my father used to do. My father used to do this. My mother would have illogical things, and I would bring it up and just go, but Mom, and my dad would just kind of look at me and, talk through his, non-moving lips and through his teeth going, shut up, boy, just shut up. And that's advice that I've tried to carry on through my whole life, and sometimes you'll hear me say it out loud. If you're ever around me and some of the other people, you'll hear me just going, shut up, boy, just shut up, because that was the advice he gave me, and it's kind of stuck over the years. Lots of times I didn't listen to it, especially with my mother, and then now with the mill, I don't really listen to it. Now with Chigs, I listen to it, because I don't like getting her fired up, because being a fellow Scorpio, she could get quite mean and nasty and sting. So I don't really push the envelope with her too much, but that was her reasoning. It was using too much water, and so I didn't really get the deal. Yeah, I guess I never will. So I'm trying to take that approach. Chigs is kind of like, look, just leave her alone. If it keeps her busy and keeps her from getting angry over stupid things, like what got her angry the evening in the first place, then let her do it. Just let her do it. So I'm trying, folks. I'm trying to take a breath. I've gotten that way when I have to repeat myself because, first of all, she won't wear her bifocals. Me, I wear glasses. I used to wear contact lenses all the time, but I can't wear contacts that are for, bifocal type things. So if I wear contact lenses, I still have to carry a pair of glasses around with me to see things up close. So I don't do that anymore. I just said, screw it. I don't care. I'm just going to wear glasses now, bifocals. And that's the way that she ought to take it. But no, she says it has nothing to do with vanity. But if you were a betting man, I'm sure you would say, and you knew her, it's a vanity issue. And so now with her hearing, it's gotten kind of like I have to repeat myself 3 or 4 times. I'll even start off with her name. I'll go, hey, Linda, and I'll say something. I say the hey, Linda part just to get her attention. That doesn't work. Sometimes I have to say it 2 or 3 times. And then sometimes I'll ask a question and she's misheard it. And I'm like, what? Did you hear the question correctly? So we've told her that she ought to get her hearing checked the past, 2 years? Hadn't done that yet, because I'm sure it's a vanity thing, wearing hearing aids. I don't understand why people refuse to accept their age. Like for me, I'm 53 years old. I get it. I'm going to need bifocals. Can't wear contacts anymore because I really don't want to keep up with a pair of reading glasses. You lay them down somewhere, you sit on them. Just put the glasses on my face, let me get on through life, and I'm able to read something from my phone without putting it on a wall 8 feet away. I don't understand this, and I actually tried to make her read something, the back of a CD the other day, to see how far she was sticking out. She was struggling, not to take it out too far to kind of prove her point, and she did okay. She got it right. Let's put it that way. She read the right things, but I just don't understand people like that. Just accept your age. It's like me. I'm losing my hair. It's getting thinner. But you know what? I've had it as long as I wanted for as long as I wanted. So, I used to have hair down to my ass. But it's not a big deal to me to lose it. Not at all. As a matter of fact, I'd probably just go ahead and shave it all off, but Chigs likes a little something up there, and she says that I just don't have the head for a bald head, but anyway, that's enough of that.
Eating Winston-Salem, one restaurant at a time. The Man Who Ate the Town podcast is available everywhere you find podcasts and at tldpodnetwork.com. Now that's delicious.
And now we come to the part of the podcast where I'm going to talk about something that you probably don't know about, never heard of, and probably couldn't care less about. I'm talking about Heroclix. All one word, Heroclix. Heroclix. It's put out by this gaming company called WizKids. And they come in all kinds of different things. I mean, they've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They've got Star Trek figures. They've got, even now, the WWE. They've got wrestlers. I'd like to get a Ric Flair myself, you know. But the main thing is, with the Heroclix, they're superheroes from comic books. You know, oh, and Iron Maiden even released a series of their album covers. My buddy Jonathan and I, we grabbed a big booster pack of those, and, well, not a big booster pack, a box. You know, that had like the little singles in it. So we made sure we got one of each because we wanted them all. And they work really well with the superheroes. Some of them are quite badass, to be honest with you. I think Power Slave is probably the most powerful. But I could be wrong. But anyway, it's a little game that we like to play, and it's a strategy game. It also has a lot to do with luck. But it is considered to be very geeky. And I get that. I can be a little geeky at times. I suppose we all can. You know, depending on what our geek lays. I mean, you could say, you know, really good mechanics. They're geeky. They're geeky about cars. You know? But it's a game that we like to play, and we all kind of get together and play it. We'll either meet at Jonathan's or here at the big house. But Sean plays. My stepson MP likes to play. His buddy Cameron, or Cameroon, like to play. We actually had it, the first time we played, got, 30 people in our house in King. Had tents all put up out back to play, for people to sleep all night. Because we had like a 2-day thing. It started like on a Friday night. We played till like 2:30 in the morning, and then we were back up at 7 o'clock in the morning playing again. And we put up all these tents in the backyard for the kids to sleep. And we had a bunch of kids, and we had prizes and stuff. Sean was nice enough to pony up for all the prizes. And we fed the kids. Had a great time, great blast. And we wanted to get kids into it, so, it'd give us a reason to play. So we've kind of kept that tradition for a few times, and as kids have gotten older and kids are doing their own thing, and my nephew Preston, he plays when he can, but right now he works all the time, so he can't really play. It's a very, very fun game. And we try to do it at least every 3 months. I wish we could do it once a month. That would be totally awesome. That's something I've tried to shoot for. And then, especially here in the summer, Sean's girlfriend, she likes to swim. So the pool is open. So, other people can go out there in the pool and hang out. I've tried to get Jonathan to get his wife Pat out here and hang out in the pool with Chigs all day and the girlfriend of Sean's. And the kids, take a little swim break, something like that. And so we're kind of jonesing to play a little bit. Especially me and Jonathan. Sean is considered an essential worker. As a matter of fact, the company he works for has a government contract, and they need these contracts filled. Sean is working lots of overtime doing that, but Jonathan and I have discussed doing this online. He found some sort of beta tester thing to where you can put the map in and then use kind of like virtual clicks. It's the same clicks that you have, but they use the virtual ones. But Jonathan the other night hit me up on Google Hangouts. And it turns out what he did was he got the webcam, put it over top the table where there's a map. Because you play this with a map. And it's like 24 by 36 inches. And the Heroclix can vary from very small Heroclix. They're all the same shape, like the base. Most of them have like the 50-cent piece type base, and it's got a click dial in it that you keep track of the damage and stuff, because you've got movement, You've got attack, you've got defense, and you've got damage. Those are the 4 things that you see on the click dial itself. And then they might have a star on there that says, they've got special abilities that, that are inherent all the way through the game, no matter how much damage they take. And then you've got also range of attack and how many people you can attack at one time. So there's a lot of strategy to this game, but there's also a lot of luck, because to attack, you have to, let's say you've got a 10 to attack and they've got a total of 18 defense. You roll 2 6-sided dice and you got to roll an 8 or better to hit. So you take the attack, subtract from the defense, that's what you got to roll to hit, or roll it higher to hit. And then if you hit like two 6s, hit a 12, then you get an extra click of damage. But if you roll 2 1s, you take the damage. It's a lot of fun. Again, a lot of luck. As a matter of fact, I don't roll too well. I actually kept track of how bad my rolls were one game. Well, actually, the last 2 times that we played, I've kept track of what my success rate was. And I'm talking about to hit and actually cause damage. And I'm looking for it right now because I've got the same notebook. I am at a, 53.8% success. My critical hits are 4.8% out of that, and my critical failures out of all the rolls is a 5.5%. So, yeah, I don't do too shabby, but I could do better. Like some people, like Cameron, he can hit, like, he can take a real crappy character or somebody you never ever thought about using, uses them, and darn if he doesn't hit all the rolls. The kid's got a hot hand when it comes to rolling. So it's a fun game. You play like time limit games, or you can play to the death. One of the things I like to do is the random draw kind of thing. You randomly put the things out. You use like a random number generator, and then you put the figures out on the playing map. And then wherever you are is wherever you are. You could be in the middle of hostiles. You never know. Or some hostile might be in the middle of all your guys. It's a fun game we like to play. So the Google Hangouts is coming out. It's coming up pretty handy. And then he found some other website that has like graph paper versions of the maps. So the terrain. There's like hindering terrain, blocking terrain, raised elevations type of things. There's also water that's involved. And you've got clicks that are normal size, tiny size, giant size. We're kind of getting to it. And this Saturday, Jonathan and I are probably going to beta test our own online game. So it seems exciting. The thing is, we have to go to hcrealms.com so we can keep track of the opponent's clicks, or the Heroclix, which one we've got, so we can actually see what we're dealing with here, since we can't really see it on the board. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and go, look, oh, okay, he's got invulnerability. No. You'd have to look at the actual click dial to see that, and they have it on hcrealms.com. They've got all the click dials down there for our information. Again, it's a real fun game. If you've got kids that are kind of like into comics and stuff like that, or if you're into comics and stuff like that, it's a very fun game. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to bring our mutual friend Rachel aboard. She says that she is a self-admitted geek, but while we were talking to her at Sherry's, a private bar here in Clemens, she's like, I don't know, that sounds a little too geeky for me. I was like, well, you just got to play it. Just come by sometime when we have it at our place while the pool's in. That way, if you want to go swimming, hang out in the pool with chigs, you can do that. And just kind of see what it's all about. So, anyway, we hope to get that going this weekend. I know Jonathan and I are pretty excited about it. I know I am. I'm itching to play. As a matter of fact, I even got Matthew to play over the week. Or was it last week? Finally got him to play. But, with him working and everything, I was kind of worried about using the same dice. And in hindsight, I was like, I should use separate dice. I'm worried about him bringing the COVID, or what was it the mill said today? She's always called it the Corvid or the Corvo. And I think she called it the Corba. The Corba today. Yeah, the Corba. That's what it was, Corba. So, anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap this up. I do appreciate you taking the time to check out the Wheeler's Dog podcast. And also check out the West Virginia Surf Report podcast. Conversations on the Rock. That's a really good one that Kristen has started up. You might remember her from the Not Safe for Work episode. I believe that was number 11, the real super long one with the bad audio. Yeah. And also many of the TLD network. My buddy Tim Beeman that puts this out on video for me all the time. I do appreciate it. I appreciate him putting it up onto the network, getting this podcast out to everybody. So give the Less Desirables, all those podcasts in the TLD network a listen. Because, hey, if you're stay-at-home orders, hey, listen to some podcasts. Yeah, you might learn something. So, folks, I am getting out of here. We're going to look for a beer. Shut up, boy. Just shut up.